in power. Mercy can be fatal. Today on Inner Built, we explore the law that ensures total dominance. History is littered with those who showed kindness to their enemies, only to be destroyed by the very people they spared. This is the cruel truth of power. When you leave your opponent with oxygen to breathe, they will return stronger, vengeful, and determined to erase you. Robert Greene's Law 15. Crush your enemy totally is not about cruelty for its own sake. It's about survival. It's about understanding that half measures in conflict create future wars. The psychology behind this law is primal. Human beings rarely forget humiliation or defeat. Even when they smile in surrender, beneath that smile lies resentment, rage, and the quiet plotting of revenge. The moment you give them room, they regroup, they wait, they bide their time. And when the conditions are right, they strike. Your mistake wasn't in winning. Your mistake was in not winning completely. Look at Rome. For years, Carthage was its greatest rival. The Punic Wars left Rome victorious, but Carthage still stood. Rome could have left them alive as a weakened city. Instead, they obeyed what would later become Law 15. They destroyed Carthage entirely, burned it to the ground, salted its fields so nothing would grow. The message was clear. There will never be a Carthage again. It was brutal, but it secured Rome's dominance for centuries. Had Rome spared them, Carthage would have risen once more, and history would have been different. Now you might be thinking, I'm not Rome. I'm not at war with nations. But this law isn't only for emperors and generals. It's for you. In the workplace, when you expose someone's incompetence, don't expect gratitude when you spare them. They'll nod, they'll smile, and then they'll sharpen their knives in silence. A rival at work, a competitor in business, a toxic presence in your circle. If you don't remove their influence entirely, their resentment festers. They'll undermine you at the first opportunity. Crushing your enemy totally in modern terms means leaving no room for retaliation. It means removing their leverage, their credibility, their ability to strike back. Why does this law feel so ruthless? Because human beings are not rational when it comes to revenge. When someone is defeated, their ego bleeds, and a wounded ego is more dangerous than a healthy one. Neuroscience tells us that revenge activates the same parts of the brain as pleasure. It feels good to strike back. This is why sparing an enemy is rarely the end of the story. It's just the beginning of a slower, more dangerous game. Look at Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong understood this law. During the rise of communism in China, he faced rival factions who opposed his ideology. He didn't compromise. He didn't allow them to retreat with dignity. He destroyed them completely. Why? Because Mao understood that power is not about half victories. It's about erasing threats so thoroughly that they can never grow back. Love him or hate him, his reign proves the effectiveness of Law 15. He left no room for rivals, and that is why he ruled uncontested. But what about personal life? Let's say you discover betrayal in a relationship, a partner who lies, a friend who stabs you in the back. Most people hesitate. They forgive halfway. They move on. But the betrayal doesn't vanish. That person, when given another chance, often betrays again. Why? Because you taught them they could. To crush your enemy totally in personal life means cutting ties completely. No contact, no second chances. You remove their access to you. Because if you don't, they will return to finish what they started. Now here's the paradox. This law is dangerous to follow blindly. If you attempt to crush someone and fail, you create a sworn enemy who will stop at nothing to destroy you. This is why it must be applied with precision. If you cannot finish the job completely, do not start the battle, because half a victory is not a victory. It is suicide. Law 15 teaches us a cruel but necessary truth. Mercy is a luxury the powerful cannot always afford. Your enemies remember. They wait. They plot. To secure your future, you must secure your present by removing threats before they grow back. It is not kindness that preserves power. It is finality, because in the world of power, only those who crush their enemies totally remain untouchable.